Okay, so I've calmed down from the Halliburton thing. Let's talk about CJ to the Pelicans. Honestly, dude, for a trade that was talked about for so long, it seems a bit anticlimactic when it finally happened. CJ being away from the Blazers. Of course, I was a bit skeptical on whether a CJ trade would happen just because of his contract and his age, but when you're good and you're a good culture guy, clearly somebody's going to want you. We sure Dame wants to stay, because if he does, then that means the Blazers front office has convinced him that they're going to build a win-now team in one offseason. Although I just read that they're actually still in talks on acquiring Jeremy Grant, so I'm clueless at this point. I mean, sure, they've got some tools now. They are most likely going to have 2 lottery picks, their own pick, and then this Pelicans pick, which goes to them assuming the Pelicans don't make the playoffs, and it also doesn't finish top 4 in the lottery. Should be said, decent chance the Pelicans will make the play-in tournament at this point, especially because CJ should make them better. Josh Hart was good. I think CJ is just a better player. Although, for what it's worth, this is a downgrade defensively for the Pelicans. But back to those lottery picks, do you select players with both of them? Do you trade one? I'll talk about more of this in a little bit. I do want to touch on CJ with the Pelicans first, though. So, I think this is the Pelicans saying to themselves, and to everybody, with a healthy Zion, we're pretty damn good right now. And they could be right. I mean, they've been 20-20 since they finished or started 1-12. Ingram continues to be awesome. You've got Herbert Jones and his defense and his winning right now impact as a rookie. His scoring has also been having some moments recently. His 3-point attempts have been up a little bit recently. He's a transition threat. The guy cuts to the basket. He also has some moments on the offensive boards. There's something there with Herb's offense. Because we remember Zion in year 2, 27 points on 60% shooting. The guy was nuts in his second season, right? There's other things there. Defense, always the health thing. We get it. But him, hopefully, Ingram, CJ, Valanciunas. CJ is someone who can provide more shooting, a veteran in the locker room, as well as some more passing. He's not one of the best passing guards, but he's far from some of the worst ones as well. And I already think about some down screens that Valanciunas can set for CJ to get him moving, and then the defense has to scramble because, of course, he's a very good shooter, and he can also get into the pull-up and everything, and how Ingram can play off of that. And there is potential for some pretty good things here with this offense. I think, again, it really just comes back to Zion being there. I mean, a CJ-Zion pick and roll with CJ's pull-up potential, even if CJ's never been as really efficient as sometimes we think of him as, there's a lot of potential there. I mean, CJ has been one of the best mid-range shooters in the league. The main reason why his efficiency has never been elite is because he just barely gets to the free throw line. I think this offense, again, this is with Zion healthy, which, yeah, I know, but this offense could also have some of the best bailout potential in the league where it's a possession that's going nowhere, and then it's just like Ingram hits a tough 15-footer. CJ hits a step-back 3. Zion just simply exists and gets to the free throw line. Valanciunas grabs an offensive rebound off of a shot you didn't love, and suddenly he's going to the line. Like, there's a lot of stuff here. With all of this said, CJ is 30, and the way you can look at it is, well, if he loses half a step, that's okay because he's crafty and he can shoot. The cynical way of looking at that is, if CJ loses half a step, he might not be able to get by anybody. The other thing there as well, though, is his next extension will be happening at some point, and do you want to pay 35-year-old CJ McCollum north of $25 million a year? I mean, we'll have to see when we get there. Maybe at that point he'd be willing to have more of a bargain type of contract, but we don't know. A lot of things are going to happen in that time span. There is also the possibility that if this doesn't work out for whatever reason, we're not too far away from him being an expiring contract, so he could be tradable at that point. So we'll see. I think if Zion's healthy next season, or maybe the tail end of this season, the Pelicans do start to get kind of fun. Although I will say, definitely more of an offensive team than a defensive one. We'll have to see there. Unless Herb Jones is so good on that side of the floor, he can just make up for everybody. As for the Blazers, I mean, I said it at the beginning, man. If they have convinced Dame that they're going to build this up to being an actual win-now team within one offseason, then okay, good luck. I mean, look, they could have 2 lottery picks. This Pelicans one, which again, maybe 10th pick, 11th pick, tail end of the lottery, that sort of thing. Could get really lucky, of course, since the odds have been altered. The lottery's been a little crazier. You've got Keon Johnson, you've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Josh Hart, good defender. He's improved as a passer and making plays off the dribble. The three-pointer is still not really there. He's, of course, one of the best rebounding wings/guards in the league. Could be a keeper. There could be the potential of a trade there, centered around, of course, at least one of those picks. If we start to speculate on who could be the next star that wants out, I mean, the big one right now is maybe James Harden. There's a lot of conflicting stuff if you really want to dive into that whole thing, but it seems if Harden's changing teams, he's going to Philly. And so after that, if you're the Blazers, I mean, who are you eyeing exactly? Are you hoping that this John Collins thing that confuses me every time I read it is real? The other one right now is Bradley Beal, I guess. We'll see. I mean, if they are going to get 2 lottery picks, and the odds suggest they will, they could just draft 2 guys in the lottery. I don't think anyone's going to be complaining about that one, except for maybe Dame, which once again I ask, does Dame really want to be there? The other thing is the cap space they've got, because Woj says that they're now approaching potentially $60 million in cap space or whatever. They've also got a big trade exception. They're going to have to give Anthony Simons a new contract, and we'll see there. But I don't know, is the plan to offer DeAndre Ayton a max contract that we assume Phoenix will match? The other one is Miles Bridges, because besides that, like, Levine's going to re-sign. Harden, again, if Harden's changing teams, it seems like it's going to be to Philly. Kyrie, who the hell knows there? And the other big free agent is Bradley Beal. So I'm not going to say that the Blazers can't build something in one off season with all these newfound picks and cap space and stuff, but it's not going to be easy, dude. I mean, if you want a deeper cut one, through doing a quick scan on all the contracts in the league, honestly, bro, the one I saw was Christian Wood, where I'm like, oh, I could see something there. It's kind of about it.